Angry guy here, and women understand shame. Today we're discussing why women understand shame. There's actually a video that I wanted to check out. It's another video from Just Pearly Things, or rather Just Pearly Clips maybe, but you know who I'm talking about. Pearl Davis, Hannah Pearl Davis. She has a video titled Bring Back Shame. And I want to look at this video, and we're going to just basically delve into it a
Yeah,
little
like
bit.
Y2K, you might have heard of it. Like a lot of that kind of fashion is coming back. So a lot of people are going to try and be skinnier to match that fashion. I think like fashion and the way people want to dress and look like kind of follow each other.
Yeah, but
And it's silly because why change your body for a micro trend? Just be healthy, you know. But it's how it goes.
I just think hourglass has always been like like even if you look at Audrey Hepburn, there's enough like
I think it's not. I think
Like,
the
I
hip
think-
to waist ratio.
Yeah.
You can be very thin and still have an hourglass figure because you've got really wide hips and a small like rib cage.
yeah.
But you're not going to be like Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was
No, I agree with you. I think
she
there's
wasn't very thin, but she had that shape. you
yeah,
know?
like I think there's a difference between like saying like we have different body types, but either way, like no one's turning down Jennifer Aniston, and she's built more like square. She was a pinnacle of beauty in the early 2000s. She doesn't have that hourglass, shape, but in the same era, like Kim Kardashian was also beautiful. Like I think it's just like thinner. Oh, this is the picture from like look at it. There's not really obesity back then. Everyone's balling.
What is this in America? Is there a picture of? Are you going to do a
Is
contrast?
there more than one? I thought there was like 3. Oh, it would have been good to have a contrast. but
Everybody kind of looks the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everyone was thin for the most part. So it's almost like we're normalizing something that shouldn't be normal.
Yeah.
And saying find me a like and my other issue is that people that are overweight feel like they can't be made fun of, just like everyone else.
Oh, something crazy happened to me the other day. So I was in like a market in Greenwich and I wanted to buy some jeans, and I was like, "There's like a way."
And this is the thing that a lot of women have done. This is why women, their number one tactic against men is shaming. But the thing is that also their kryptonite is shame. And that's why we live in this, this body positivity culture, or this anti-slut shaming culture. Because anything that a woman could be shamed for, anything that you could use to hold a woman accountable, she's basically turned it into a strength. Like, don't slut shame me. I can be with as many men as I want to be with. Don't fat shame me. I can get as fat as I want to be. Don't anything that can be used to force women to take accountability for themselves. They classify it under shaming, and they use that to divert responsibility and accountability away from themselves. Because that was one thing that women feared back in the day. Shaming, because that was one of the only effective ways to control female behavior was publicly shaming them. But today, women live in a society where they've basically essentially erected anti-shaming policies so that they can get away with whatever toxic behaviors they choose to. And men in society are basically left with very few options in between, because as men, we're going to be shamed for everything. Society is going to check us for everything. But women are running wild today. They're getting away with everything and anything that you can imagine, and it's almost unstoppable. The only thing that's stopping them is men walking away from women in Western women in Western society and saying, goodbye. I'm done with the nonsense. I'm done with the crap.
Find them on like using your neck to see if it fits your waist. It's like a cool hack. Like you go around your neck, and if it fits,
Oh, yeah,
then
I've seen
it
that.
fits you.
Oh, interesting.
And I ended up buying these jeans, and like they fit, and the woman's like, "Oh, they look great on you." I was like, "Oh, perfect. I'm going to buy them." And I'm walking away, and the woman shouts, "I hate skinny people." So imagine, like, I was just thinking, yeah, like in a joke way, but like I just thought to myself, like, no one really makes the reverse of that joke. I know it's like cliche to
Yeah, if
say.
you say I hate fat people be like,
Yeah, like no one batted an eyelid.
yeah.
But I feel like we really normalized, I don't know, like these side comments towards women that are a lot thinner. And I feel like we can't really talk about people that are obese the same way as we used to. The transparency is gone, I feel.
Everything's sugarcoated now. Anyways, yeah. I feel like when someone tells you, "Oh, like you've lost weight," like it still has that same. I just feel like it's the same way as saying, "Oh, like you're fat now." I'd be like, "Oh, I'd feel a bit like insecure." Like,
No, my parents don't really hold back, I'm not going to lie.
Me either. I'm like, I feel like it was good for me though. Like,
Yeah.
I think I would have been like, I've always been the type to like struggle. Like, I've had to work really hard because I eat really bad. Like, I'm an athlete, so it kind of evens out. But like honestly, my mom when I was younger she would fat shame me a little bit. She'd be like, "Oh, you got your," but honestly, like it hurt at the time. But I'm so glad she did. I got on the treadmill.
I think there's definitely something that is important of like a parent being like honest with their like son or daughter, especially if they get into like a place that's unhealthy. I think it's a shame because a lot of children are abused in childhood and never really lose forced.
Like, look at Lizzo today. Lizzo genuinely believes that Drake wants to fuck her. Like she literally has a song out where she says I haven't fucked Drake yet. Like who Lizzo? Drake doesn't want you. Drake doesn't want listen. Who gave you this kind of confidence, Lizzo? Who gave you this confidence? Just because you have a bunch of simps in your DMs doesn't mean that these high value men want you. I mean, she really believes that she's supposed to be out here pulling NBA players. I don't know who gassed this woman's head up, other than these feminists.
Stay obese for the rest of their life, and then they have problems with diabetes, they die earlier. And I feel like if that was just addressed like when they were young, if that honestly like your mother, like maybe not fat shaming, but just I'm gonna help you with your health, that conversation we've had, I think would really improve like just health in general.
I feel like
a lot of these women are gonna end up with diabetes, high blood pressure, and they're going to unalive. They're gonna be unalive a lot faster. Like a lot of these millennial women, a lot of these women in my age group, they're not going. We already know they're gonna have shorter lives than their boomers. And a lot of that's because they refuse to take care of themselves. They refuse to. They call it fat shaming. They call it all kinds of other things. All right, so go out, have sleep around with as many guys as you want to, get as many STDs as you want to, have trouble peer bonding, develop psychological issues, and then live with the consequences of that. And and again, people are just gonna give up on you, or go out, eat as much as you want to, get as fat as you want to, develop diabetes, develop high blood pressure, and then watch as it ruins your life and your livelihood, and come onto YouTube and cry about it, and everyone's just gonna look at you like, oh, ha 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 ha, And it's like the people that are supporting you, they don't really care about you. Because if they cared about you, they would be telling you the truth. But really, they're just pushing you to destroy yourself.
Fat shaming was the best way to do it. You look fat.
Yeah, if it comes from a place of love, then why not? If it's someone you may not know, then it's just like, sorry, how dare you? But if it's someone like
if your family, it's different.
Yeah, of course. Like, why not? It's the truth. It's not like being fat. I mean, it's not. It doesn't have to be negative. Like, unless you're obese and you have actual health problems, ultimately, perhaps you need to change something in your life if you feel like you're gaining too much weight. But if someone's telling you, oh, like, listen, I feel like you've put on a bit too much, or it's just like, oh yeah, no.
Guys, I'm gonna stop it right there. There's a reason why when women come from a guy's house and you see them walking late or early into the hours of the morning and they're carrying their heels, they call it the walk of shame. And the truth is that the only thing modern women will actually understand is shame. And it's not just modern women, it's been like that throughout history. Shame is something that tells people, listen, you're acting unacceptably. And don't get me wrong, women use shaming language all the time to quiet and silence men. And it shows how effective it is. But the very moment you attempt to talk about the things that they're doing, they try to silence you. Why is it they try to silence you? Because they don't want to be shamed. They don't want to be held accountable. Because with accountability can come shame, especially among those who do not want to take accountability for their actions. But when shame is involved, then accountability is right around the corner. That is something that we have to consider. It is an effective tool that has been used throughout time, throughout space, throughout the human existence, and it has been highly effective. Women don't want men to utilize shame. They don't want men to talk about the things they're doing. They don't want women to talk about the things they're doing because they know that it will lead to accountability, which is something they don't want. They want to continue hiding in the dark. They want to continue doing what they want to do, and they don't want to answer to anyone. That's why modern women like weak men, because weak men allow them to do whatever they want, and they turn to Big Daddy government to protect them and play the role of provider and protector that traditionally was the man's job. So now they're getting the man's money, our money, through reallocation of resources, utilizing taxation and public assistance and a variety of other women's only programs. And they're being protected by simps and law enforcement, as well as other men in society. Well, simps. And as a result of that, they no longer have to
they no longer have to give anything or offer anything for the utility of men. And don't get me wrong, they still want the utility of men. They put men in two different categories, all right? Because they don't view us as just normal human beings. We're either utilities or liabilities to them, or a combination of both. And then they just weigh the cost and benefits analysis, and then they decide, if this guy's worth taking on. And most of the time, they're just looking for straight up utilities, because they don't want a guy that they have to contribute anything to the relationship for. Oh, the guy wants them to cook and clean. Oh, he's a liability. The guy wants them to, contribute something to the relationship of any kind. Oh, he's a liability. They just view men as ATMs. Basically, they want our attention, our time, our money, and we have to be mindful enough to not just give our value away for free, because as more and more password bros are seeing, the man is the ultimate prize.
Do you agree that shame is one of the only effective ways to deal with women in society? Only when they feel that something isn't acceptable, and that people are calling them out for their behavior, is when they finally are receptive to change and accountability and responsibility, which is something that women struggle with, because and which is one of the reasons why they have these anti-shaming policies now. Don't fat shame me, don't slut shame me, don't this shame me. It's like, it's like what they're doing are good things. Let me know what you think about this in the comment. I'll link the video so you can watch the full video. You can check that out in the description of the video. I'll have that linked for you. What do you think about this? Is shaming one of the only effective ways of getting women to take accountability and responsibility for themselves? Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree that the only effective way of getting through to women, to get women to take accountability and responsibility, may be through shaming? It's one of but again, in today's society, they've basically flipped that on its head. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. We'll talk more about it. Hit and turn on notifications. Never miss another video ever again. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and share.